Your fantasy world feels empty. You've spent hours on your magic system, you map your pantheon, and when you describe it to someone, they just nod politely and change the subject. Or worse, they say, "Cool," and then never ask about it again. Here's why. You're building worlds like a historian, not a human. Brandon Sanderson has spent a lot of time making sure he gets this one thing right. And if you ignore it, your world will always feel dead inside. There is a shortcut. I call it the human behavior shortcut. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Here's what most world builders do. They create a kingdom, name it, draw the borders, write down the government, and add a religion. And then, nothing. And this is called the museum problem. Your world is a collection of facts, not a living place. It feels like walking through a silent museum. Plaques everywhere, but nobody actually living there. Your world does not need more lore. It needs more people. Not more character names, I mean understanding why people do what they do, and baking that into everything. And there's a simple pattern that explains almost all human behavior. Once you see it, you'll never build an empty world again. Alright, here it is. Every interesting thing that happens in your world comes down to three forces. People want something. Something's in the way. They do something about it. That's it. Quick check. Think about your favorite fantasy world. Can you spot this pattern? Drop it in the comments if you can. Now, let's see this in a real city. Greyport. Picture the docks of Greyport for a second. What do they want? The merchants want to monopolize the spice trade. What's stopping them? Saltmere controls the only safe shipping route. What will they do about it? They hire pirates to raid Saltmere's ships. And boom, you just created a trade war, a pirate subplot, and a reason for two cities to hate each other. And that in 30 seconds. And notice, none of that required new lore. Just wants, obstacles, and actions. Here's why this works. Want plus obstacle equals tension. And tension is what makes your world feel alive. But now it's getting more interesting. Because once people act, they create new problems. And that's where your world starts writing itself. The merchants hire pirates. But the king finds out. He arrests the merchants. But the merchants bribe the king's advisors. But the advisors get caught. Now the king purges his court. But the purge creates a power vacuum. Do you see how every action spawns the next problem? This is the engine. You're not inventing random events anymore. You are just following the logic of human behavior. One want, one obstacle, and one action. And your world writes itself. Alright, so how do you actually use this? Here's the step-by-step. Step 1. Pick a group. Start with one faction, one city, one organization, doesn't matter. Step 2. Ask 3 questions. A. What do they want? B. What is stopping them? And C. What will they do about it? Write it down, 1 sentence each. Seriously, pause the video and do it for one faction right now. If you didn't pause, rewind 10 seconds and actually do it. This only works if you use it. Step 3. Now do this for every faction in your world. And the key is to make sure their actions interfere with each other. The king wants to tax the merchants, but the merchants just hired pirates. The church wants to ban magic, but the mages just allied with the rebels. Your world is now a living system. Groups want things. They clash, they adapt, they create new problems. And you didn't have to invent any of it. You just followed human behavior. So here's the truth. Your world doesn't feel empty because you haven't built enough. It feels empty because you haven't made it human. Give every group a want, an obstacle, and a plan, and that is the whole trick. Do it for every faction in your world, and I promise you, your world will never feel empty again. And if you want a full series of tools like this, for magic system, cultures, cities, subscribe so you don't miss them. Now go build something.